I sat abruptly on the steps of a building close by, time-worn in essence. I was already running behind, yet I swiftly caught my breath as I proceeded to seek the nearest tram home. It wasn't a particular afternoon at all. There were no signs of any vague commotion, and I felt the sleep waning in my face as I counted how many days until fall. I surveyed how the light passed through the architecture, and my eyes followed diagonally down, blankly observing waves of suits and hardened faces across invisible paths. I must have waited a long time contemplating to return to my empty suite, as I don't recall any sound, just a sensation as I readjusted my eyes in captivation. It was the first time that I saw her. She didn't notice me though, interesting qualities about me are fairly sparse. Something inside me flicked on though, as if it was fate. An automation of the lungs. The next thing I know, I was seeking a number and planning a date. Many dates followed the first, and I soon had become accustomed to her features and the velvet quality in her voice through the moonlight as she spoke on the telephone. I can't recall any time where I felt so belonging. Countless times I desired to take her hand in my own, to run my fingertips in small circles inside the gentle base of her palms. She was my own private paradise in the forest of my heart, single-handedly painting the once deep blue walls of my soul with the colors of early spring flowers, with strokes delicate as small silver charms. I could feel the empty shelves of my ribs filling vertically with single words of happiness, hope, passion, and fate, as every breath I took in her presence was sweeter in the absence of my distant loneliness my sweet forsaken me too. That day we were finally alone, so I grasped her close, placed my hands gently on her jaws, kissed her slowly while angling my eyes in the sun as she took the form of a savior, and spoke to her tenderly as I confessed. I was in love. In an instant we were engaged, so to speak. A flurry of emotion that tied us together so simply. We were consumed by the thoughts of a promising future as I led us quickly through her apartment and sealed our love easily. Every glance was a new sensation, a burning affection in my eyes as she looked at me like I was the only thing that mattered in the world. The amour foul I felt intensified. My uncontrollable passion had consumed me as we lay side by side. I talked to her in a half-whisper, trying to smooth the creases in her shirt. I couldn't think of anything better to do than to spend my life with you. I still remember turning my face towards her and watching her cry, shallow, delicate breaths of emotion. I didn't understand. "What's wrong?" I said. "Was it something I said? I love you. I love you so much. Can you not see how much I love you? I will always love you. I'm devoted. I'll always be devoted. I won't ever leave you alone. Never alone. Not alone. Not alone like how I was." I felt the silence pound my ears in an inescapable pitch. "Say something, please. Say something." The calm was broken in a spineless cry, her hair falling across her collarbones and face as she twisted as if tied down by inescapable rope. I couldn't bear it any longer. I took the soft outline of her face and held it with unbearable desperation, feeling the salty trails down my cheeks in bizarre wonder. "Please marry me. Be mine. I'm yours. Take me. Take me away. You're the best thing that has happened to me." I can still remember my hands tightening in a flood of feelings, and then it just happened. Just happened. She was now forever mine, and it was like I had misplaced a part of myself. It was then I saw in her eyes my own melancholy, the obscure facial expression frozen on my own as I wept tears of mixed emotions. I left her briefly in solemn ecstasy, and brought her many different flowers, laying them all over the bed as I continuously wiped my cheeks in understanding. Sour, I kissed her as she closed her eyes in the bittersweet slumber she had gone into. Leibestod, I thought. Love death. How beautiful is our capacity to love that it causes death, to take life simultaneously, easily. Man will always love selfishly, just as I create death by hands of my own. Yet to make flowers bloom, you must burn the forest. But not just any forest. A forest of innocent delight must die for something pure to live on. Am I not the creator of something beautiful, as I bring love and death as a whole? I know now that such encounters keep balance to the world. My world. I put forward my advances, my burning love, my smouldering soul, as the smoke of my lover's corpse fills the room like wild ash. I consider that maybe, in this desired fire, I should have introduced myself first.